feel like with us being the next up, like full-on adults, as the ones before us, like die off and all of that, like reality of life, we gonna be so fucking fed up with the younger kids under us that even with us being the adults, we're just gonna say fuck it. We're just gonna survive, and then with them not having any guidance, they're gonna really fuck up the world and then just let it burn for what is left of the world is not already burning. That means we're
Alright.
follow instructions, so you're also teacher.
But we on. We live and popping. Man, another day. Back in the studio. It's June now.
Oh
Hey,
shit, yeah, this is the next one.
Hot than a bitch.
Yeah, that's how I should.
Yeah. Back in the, it's unpopular. Me was the cameraman, Randall in the building, Sneak Eat Cloud in the building. You know what we do, man. Yeah, it's summer. Summer right around the corner, man. What's going on? How y'all week been?
Birthday month is next month for me, so shit.
About to be old.
About to be old, man.
29, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is wild, bro.
How you shit?
But it is what it is.
At what point do you start to say you a grown ass individual, stop getting happy for your birthday?
Probably
Or should that be a point? Is that like negativity, or is that?
Nah, I say like when you get older, birthdays probably mean more at like.
I feel like nobody gets excited to go. I'm 45. I'm 50. I'm 53.
Those milestones, I feel like, should be what you celebrate more.
Like it's more like a 5-year thing.
Celebrating 50 makes more sense than celebrating the fact that you're 44.
So you don't shout out, "I'm 50." Like, yes, it's a celebration, but it's still not.
It's different though.
You don't have to make it loud.
When you're 50, you're a different type of grown. So you probably want to celebrate your birthday differently.
Yeah, I'd probably say like maybe 31, 32 probably. Like after
I say
32,
once you 30, like 30 is probably your last crazy bang out.
I felt like that hit around.
That's the last of your real youth years.
What do you mean by like crazy crazy burnout?
26, 27 for me.
Yeah, it might even be earlier than that, honestly.
All right, fair enough.
But 30 is like, once you get to 30, man, like you have to. There's really no knocking the fact that you're an adult and have to have responsibilities and have to put priorities.
It's still average to live at home with your fucking parents because it's impossible to live on your own. That by damn near what?
People be putting their lifestyle, I'll say, ahead of their priorities. I'll say the lifestyle they're doing to keep up ahead of their priorities.
Right.
And at a certain age, you can't do that no more.
Right.
We got shit to do.
Yeah, and you have a life to live. Yeah, that's fair. So because realistically, and that also even includes celebrating in general. Because the crazy thing about me was that I actually never celebrate my birthday like that. It would only happen actually at work.
Oh, really?
For almost the entirety of my working career, from 18 to now, from 18 probably to 25, I didn't do anything for my birthday. I didn't do a single thing. I worked, I went home, and I just didn't do anything else. My coworkers wished me happy birthday, and I got a couple of free stuff, but that was it. But then 25 was when you took me to the strip club.
Yep.
No, 26. Fuck that.
26. Okay.
26. So yeah, from 18 to 25 was when I didn't do a single thing, but 26 when you fucked me up. Nigga, you fucked me up, bro, with that shit.
No.
Hey, no, all I did was take you one time. You didn't have to bring your ass back.
That's your peak outside. It was just heavier than expected. That's all it was.
You didn't have to bring your ass back in the building. I just brought you one time. But no, I feel that there is definitely a handful of birthdays that I just don't remember because I ain't do shit but drink and pass out. I remember just not doing shit on birthday. Most of my birthdays I go to work.
Yeah, same
most
here.
of my birthdays I go to work.
Same here. I never saw it as anything special because I think the reason why was because my dad never did. My mom would celebrate my birthday and kind of go a little bit overboard and do different things, but they never did anything crazy for the most part. I also do think it was partly because we really couldn't afford to do anything. Because for my birthday, probably maybe between birth and 10 years old, I did maybe 2 extravagant things. Where for my 8th birthday, I went to Costa Rica. That's the one time I went.
pretty cool.
And that was probably the best gift that I ever got. But that was really it.
Yeah,
for the most part, we don't really do like super extravagant things.
It's like I probably got like like the greatest birthdays. It's probably like a good 5. It was last year. I had a party at my crib.
Yeah, I was
backyard.
there. You were there. That shit was lit.
I turned 22. No, I turned like 24. I went to the Poconos.
I think I was there for that. Was I not?
No,
Yeah.
I went to the Poconos.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I went to the Poconos. I turned 24. I went to the Poconos. I think I turned 24, 25 maybe. It was like 3 years ago. I turned 13, and my grandmother got me this video game truck.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like this big old trailer with like 5 TVs in there and whatever game you wanted to play.
Damn.
Yo,
she got you that shit.
Fire. She ordered it. She ordered it. You know, they come and pull up with the thing.
How much was that?
I don't know.
I don't know. You don't know. Never mind.
I don't know. I was 13, but that shit was so lit. You know, it was amazing. I had, a couple of my friends from school come over. Had all my cousins and shit. We just played video games all afternoon.
Yeah,
that shit was mad lit. 10. I went to Florida, Orlando specifically, because I had went to Universal, SeaWorld, and Epcot.
Yeah, fair enough.
SeaWorld's ass. Well, it's a lot better now. But.
Well, I mean, like, let's not get into the whole humanity thing about that, but whatever.
Nah, fuck the humanity. I think I'm just 10 and wanted to have fun. I'm just 10 and wanted to have fun. I went to go see Shamu and didn't get splashed.
Shamu's in California.
Well, whoever the fuck was in that tank didn't splash me. I was in the motherfucking zone, and everybody got wet but me. I said, oh, okay. I see how they doing it. Racist ass.
Came out dry. It's ashy, nigga.
We tried to go to this restaurant that was like inside of this like aquarium. Like they had like sharks all around you inside this restaurant or whatever. It was like an hour and a half.
Well, Davey, I would assume that, Davey, like you sit in a restaurant with they got a Shark Tank.
No, but
most likely you go out
I'm at an amusement park.
Huh?
I'm at an amusement park.
Yeah, but Davey, people still want to see that shit.
Either way, we didn't go to that either.
Yeah.
And then they had one ride at the time. They got a lot more shit than in SeaWorld now, but I think I went to Orlando right before shit got good.
You said right before
shit got good because after I went to Orlando and everything, I think that's when they came out with the Harry Potter shit, the whole Harry Potter world and everything.
Well, did you go around the time when they had the Simpsons shit?
No.
You went before that.
I went before that.
Oh yeah, no,
yeah.
You went
around I went when Universal still had a Spider-Man and a Hulk ride. Shit.
Yeah. No,
when they still owned the properties to them niggas.
I remember going around that time. I don't know if it was just like black folk. Yeah, I had a bad time around that time.
It wasn't bad. Like they had a little Nickelodeon studio there. The Nickelodeon studio was still standing.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
They had just started getting into DreamWorks stuff, but they only had like Shrek.
Yeah, shit was still more rustic. Like
they were still like developing.
They had the Men in Black ride. That was my favorite.
Yeah.
That was before
the Twister ride was my favorite.
Yeah. Because I remember coming back years later for like the Mummy ride and shit and the Blues.
Yeah, the Mummy ride was fire.
Dope as fuck.
Yeah, the Mummy ride was dope as hell. Word is bond.
But before that,
that shit was actually type scary. Word is bond.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Hey, yo, how many amusement parks have y'all actually been to? Because like I've been to Hershey Park, I've been to Dorney Park, I've been to Six Flags, and I've been to what is it? I haven't been to Universal Studio. No, those are the only ones I've been to.
I've been to Universal Studios, including that.
Disney
I've been to
World.
Epcot. I've been to.
I've been to Disney World actually. Yeah.
I'm gonna count SeaWorld even though it was ass. I've been to Coney Island.
Been to Coney Island.
I'm trying to think. I guess you could
R.I.P.
consider
Bowcraft.
like. Oh my gosh! R.I.P. Bowcraft, man.
That's what
there's no if you from New Jersey and you know Bowcraft. Oh man, salute to you, yo.
I don't think I'm from Jersey.
Unpopular opinion right there. Bullcrap was the best. Was the best amusement park in New Jersey.
You got on that little
Word is
green
bond.
dragon, bro. Yeah.
Son.
That's how I learned early. King to Cow was nothing to me.
My
Yeah, I don't think I remember that. I don't think I was in Jersey for that.
I remember like before they were about to close it down, like they had like a new roller coaster in
Fucking
the back and shit.
condos now, yo.
I know. Terrible. Terrible. And like 2 different dispensaries over here. Too.
2 different dispensaries? What?
Yeah, I actually in that strip of like area,
It's like 8 or 9.
there's like 10,
Yeah.
20 dispensaries on 20.
Dispensaries,
Dispensaries,
like weed
yes.
dispensaries.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right now or
Right now.
Or back
yeah.
then?
Oh no, right now.
now.
On 22. On 22, I guess
Oh, there's another one coming out. Route
this
22
is like
dispensary.
everything past North Plainfield before you get to Newark, pretty much.
Even beyond
Yeah,
that
there's a dispensary
shit.
on every corner.
There's
I
literally,
see.
it's all on 22, so it's all on the highway.
And that shit
But
got me
literally,
excited
you
as
look this way, oh, a dispensary. Oh, a dispensary.
even
Oh, a
beyond
dispensary.
that.
Like,
As you hit like Hillside and shit, it's even more.
yeah, it's
dispensaries
even
over
more.
there now.
It's even more. All over the place, man.
So all those food spots that used to be in the middle, like Bojangles and fried spots.
It's like 3 dispensaries over in that middle island. Word up.
That shit
They're
get me-
about to open a Jollibee over there, though.
I did see that.
A what?
A Jollibee?
What is
Like
that?
a fried chicken.
It's like a fried chicken spot. I think it's more famous in like Hawaii.
Like a
maybe.
KFC. More.
Jollibee, I ain't never heard of that.
Yeah, it's more famous in like Hawaii, I think.
It's like a Jack in the
among
Box.
more
Jack in the Box.
among
I've been there.
the Polynesians.
Kind of like
if you
that
fucking with
too.
it. Polynesians be fucking with it.
So is it Jack in the Box and then would you say that bitch like apparently Checkers?
Checkers.
Like I've never understood that. I never
Man,
had
Checkers is good. It's just
I've
like
never had Checkers.
like if you've gone to 30 Burgers or whatever.
I've only been there once, and that was only because that fucking chick we used to work with, she had me go over there. Bro, I couldn't even get a beef burger, bro, because she's vegan, so she wouldn't want me to eat that shit. Bro, I had to fucking order a fucking black bean burger. That shit got me tight.
I don't care who I'm sitting next to. I'm eating what the fuck I want. Bitch, kiss ass.
Right.
No, bro, I was just trying to be polite though. Like she would get
I
so
don't
aggressive
care.
about it, bro. That shit get me tight as hell. And I drove her, so like I can't be like leaving her on the street and shit.
No, she don't gotta get left behind, but bitch,
No, she may want to not drive in my car. That's the thing. So like I'm not gonna leave her on
Because
the street
you
like
eat
that.
something.
Cause you eat meat.
Bitch, get your stuff.
Cause you eat
in.
meat. Yeah, you know what? You can stay home. Stay home.
I actually did try the veganism thing.
Could you
one time.
imagine from a woman's aspect going out on a date? I don't eat anything that was alive. I won't get in the car with you if you eat anything that's alive either.
We must not be going nowhere today.
You see how you're automatic like
Must not be going nowhere then because we're just going like bitch. Like, are you gonna say this line later when I'm trying to eat your coochie? Like, please.
perspective. You see how that shit changes shit? Yeah.
Where this bond? Like, oh my god. Because I'll be damned if I'm waiting for you to die for me to eat your
I'll
coochie.
be
Get the
damned
fuck out of
if you
here.
think I'm eating what was once alive, and you think I'm getting in the car with you after you eat that either. She gonna look at you like,
You can kick
nigga,
rocks.
what? Excuse me? In my car? That I pay the insurance? Nigga, you step.
Yeah.
She gonna tell you just that and if she ain't got the guts, she gonna look at you like, what's wrong with you? So yeah, no, it shouldn't be just as easy the other way. So yeah, that's some bullshit.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah, no,
Word is bond.
it was a little extreme though.
And don't get me wrong, there's options for, a more vegan diet or whatever the case may be. Like they make some good shit.
Yeah, but the problem is that like there's a difference between veganism and eating plant-based food. That's the problem.
true.
People don't understand that, where like they really don't realize that like a lot of things that we eat are actually plant-based. But the problem is they're just highly processed. Like
That's true.
technically,
The highly processed is
like,
is a
technically,
big part of
like-
what
I
you
got
fucking
a
up.
real unpopular opinion, and I'm gonna say this once, and I'm not arguing. Vegans, vegetarians, don't eat meat. Don't eat things that were once alive. Correct?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You eat vegetables. You eat plants.
Mhm.
Correct? Do plants not go through that bullshit like photosynthesis and reaching towards the fucking
Absolutely.
sun and
That plant has
Venus
to. That
flytraps
plant.
open to catch substance?
That plant must grow to its full potential
So how
before
you
it
talking
is
about
harvested.
one living motherfucking thing, but you criticize me for eating a burger, but yet you're eating something else that was once alive that you boiled to fucking death?
Yeah, plants are like, people don't really realize that too. Like vegans don't realize that plants are actually living things. They actually don't realize
That
that
you
shit.
can and like if you now
Yeah.
if we did that with burgers and shit
Yeah.
like which we do because we got spam.
Yes, nigga. Yes.
Yeah.
What?
But like,
Hey, yo, you know the funny thing about that shit you're talking about with the whole plant shit, bro? How you know it's living, bro? Like, I'm finding out that they have defense chemicals and shit. So, like, apparently, like, one of the things you gotta do when you're eating, like, plant food, whether it's, like, oats or, like, it's flour or something like that, you have to germinate it or you have to sprout it, apparently. You have to sprout it or soak it. So you have to basically put it in boiling water or put it in just regular water with, like, some kind of acid, like vinegar or, like, lemon juice or whatever it is. And it actually helps lower the phytic acid in it because apparently I found out literally the other day that the phytic acid that's in plants, apparently, it binds to minerals like calcium and zinc and magnesium in your body when you eat certain foods. It actually stops it from being absorbed, so it's actually causing mineral deficiencies. So when you eat vegetables or plant-based foods, you should soak it or sprout it before you actually eat it because it'll stop it from doing that. You can't eat it raw because eating it raw is like eating all the poison that's in the plant.
Yeah.
But that's why
And it just makes sense why we process shit. There's a reason.
but
Like-
when you cook off your food, you have to cook it off to a certain degree because if you cook it to a certain temperature, then it kills all of the nutrients. And everything.
No, yeah, exactly. And that's one of the differences between like meat
So it's
and
like,
plant
what the
foods.
fuck?
Yeah. Because like you can cook a burger obviously like all the way through, you'll still get the nutrients out of it. But if you do it to a plant and you cook it for too long, it'll just end up dying out of its nutrients.
If you don't eat it fast enough after you harvest it, it's gonna do that. So the second you cut that thing off the root, it's you got a timer on it.
You guys,
What is born?
you got a timer on it.
You got a timer on it. Even if they flash froze it. Whatever the case
Like
may be.
because the nutrients can still get lost when you flash freeze it
Absolutely.
after a certain amount of time. Like that shit's crazy.
It ain't fair. It's all just an excuse just to make you pay some more money for some shit that sound good.
Yeah.
You know?
I really don't like the fucking plant-based stuff because, like, you know, somebody in my family actually is a vegan, and I've been shopping with them, and we would go to Whole Foods or go to ShopRite, whatever it is, bro. He be eating the most like toxic plant-based foods. Like he eats like, oh, it's vegan ice cream. It's like, bro, look at the ingredient label. If you can't pronounce the shit, you can't eat it.
If this making you
Just
shit
eat-
liquid hot fire later
Just
on
eat something that
night,
says non-dairy on it. Like, come on, knock it off. Call it a
Like,
freaking day and eat some.
there ain't nothing
Yeah.
but chemicals and shit that is replacing the dairy. So no. You literally shitting liquid hot fire.
Mm-hmm.
Half of us are lactose intolerant anyway. Shit.
No, I enjoy cereal too much to let me watch TikTok and let it convince me that I'm eating bullcrap.
I barely.
I know I may be eating bullcrap, but Fruity Pebbles are fucking delicious.
I can't barely touch milk. Like I can't.
You go.
After seeing how
Do you do plant milk or do you do like lactose
I
free?
prefer that, but even still, like as an adult, I even try to stay away from cheese, and I used to be #1 cheese lover in the world.
Yeah.
You don't do like lactose free? That's what my grandfather does.
What lactose free? What?
That shit tastes like watered down. Yeah, nah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of lactose free. Like
It ain't bad. It don't. That's
When
no
you gotta
different to me.
make like whole products together, it's not bad. But like with cereal,
Nah, that's all I'm using it is with cereal
With your Fruity Pebbles,
or
with your
coffee or something like
Cheerios?
that.
nah.
That's all I'm using it for. I'm not baking with it. I need that fat. If I'm using it to cook with something, I need regular milk. I need that fat in it.
Yeah. Cause like I tried doing it with skim milk and like it actually started curling.
Yeah,
For
no,
some reason
I
I had to throw that shit out.
Oh.
Exactly, I hate that shit.
Oh no.
Shit just turned his whole stomach around.
My mama will tell you I got bad memories with bad milk, and now it's in the household where it's to the point where my mother will call me to the she'll be like, "Is this bad?" And I'll be like, "Bitch, I don't." If you can't smell it, and I couldn't tell the last time I ate some chunky shit when I was 4 or 5 years old. You told me to do the same fucking thing. What are you trying to say? No, I don't know.
Absolutely not.
There's been times when she has, and I'm
like, bruh.
I poured some spoiled milk down the sink before.
I'm real fearful of milk now.
I think I poured a glass of milk. See, because I still might drink milk every once in a while, like regular milk, but like I was the type of person, like you could give me a glass of milk, I'll drink that. I'll drink that motherfucker.
I used to be able to down a glass of milk because motherfuckers told me it would help me grow. And I was the short kid. So I could down but then once I learned like all the blood the cows leave and how they dye our milk and how FDA doesn't even pass half of it, and that's why milk is so cheap. Yeah, a lot of it, yeah.
Well, the one thing I do get, because like I do drink milk sometimes for the most part, because I have to do it for my protein shakes. It's like I can't handle the water anymore because the water just makes it so much more bitter.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to drink it with the milk. But apparently they have like low VAT temperaturized milk, where apparently they don't boil it at a super hot temperature. They heat it up to a lighter temperature for like 30 minutes, which helps maintain some of the nutrients and the healthy gut bacteria that's in it. So that way, when
it's not pasteurized like
it's not ultra pasteurized, it's low temp pasteurized.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's what it is, and they actually sell it at shop right now. Shockingly enough, you know what I mean? I actually didn't know that because I would only.
You know, that's what they're supposed to be doing with our orange juice too, but because they ultra pasteurize it, it's like you get no. It actually has no effect on us when we're sick and shit because it's so pasteurized.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's sterile.
Yeah,
but
it's clean.
It gets the bacteria out of it basically, but that's just one thing.
Right.
Hey, yo, let me ask y'all a question. Because I've done this before, just as an experiment. So I went online to like a local farmer in Pennsylvania to actually buy some farm produced like food, like not from like a convenience store and shit.
Just when you bought that raw milk?
Yeah, I'm about to tell you guys that. So, bro, I drank
what milk?
Raw milk. So it's not pasteurized at all. So whatever it is, and I drank it, and it's actually not that bad, shockingly enough. But the thing is, it doesn't last long.
No,
you gotta drink it within like 3 days.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, you gotta drink it within 3 days. Like that shit. That shit
ain't. The bacteria in that motherfucker. What?
But then it's the opposite with our fucking eggs, because of the way that we do our eggs and however they pasteurize our eggs.
Yeah.
That's why they last so fucking long. They're not supposed to.
They're not supposed to either, because no, the reason why we keep it in the fridge is because like we wash our eggs in this country, unlike Europe, so that's why Europeans can leave it outside or wherever it is, and because we have to wash it off, that's why we have to put it in the fridge because it keeps preserves or some shit like that.
I had a friend who lives on a farm, and I've literally gotten fresh eggs from him 1,000,000 times, and the eggs will literally last 12 weeks on end and be that much fresher than the ones out of the fridge.
Yeah.
And he knows each and every one of his chickens, and they're actually farm raised. It's like those eggs are that much better, and half the time they'll be green and purple.
They're just different colors and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like actual natural shit, like compared to pure white or brown, that shit is all.
I do my best to look for like either the pasture raised ones or like at least like if I can't find that, get the organic ones. I know obviously they're still from like a larger company or whatever it is, and getting it from a local farmer actually is obviously better, but I just can't find it in my area and shit.
And then at the end of the day, so I will pick up the cheapest pack of eggs that I can see and just go on my day.
All right,
If I don't got no eggs for my friend, So that 20-pack, If I see that bitch is $4.99, come on with that.
Yeah, my mom still buys that stuff. Yeah, my mom still buys that because
I wonder, how do roosters fertilize eggs?
They don't. They inseminate the females.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. Roosters are still fucking
animals
chickens.
Be fucking.
Animals be fucking, bro. Okay. Roosters are still fucking chickens.
Okay. Yeah.
Because here's the
I don't have these conversations about the food because I don't eat that shit. Fuck eggs.
Bro, you're allergic to eggs.
Yes, exactly. No, I'm not in this conversation.
I forgot about that. No, because the one thing about that is that I remember one time, because like people are like, like eggs are literally unborn baby chickens. That's not true. People don't realize that. A chicken has to be first inseminated by a rooster in order for it to be a chicken. Because chickens actually lay 1 egg per day and shit. And the thing is, it's just free protein.
It's just like a womb. You eating a womb.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then somebody at my job literally told me that the egg yolks are the chickens. Period.
No.
It's like what?
No.
That motherfucker delicious as hell. Ain't turning me away.
That's actually the yolk is actually where all the new vitamins and minerals are at anyway. The egg white is just protein. So it's literally like that. That's just the difference. So so you're supposed to eat that shit. People are afraid of eating it because of the cholesterol, but it's actually eggs don't increase your cholesterol at all. 85% of your cholesterol is, I think, made in your body. So, you know what I mean? So
yeah, no, that's a fact.
you ain't gotta worry about that. But me, I eat like 4 or 5 eggs a day. So, and that just sucks if you just can't eat it.
Fuck eggs, man. I ain't worried about that shit. That shit ain't never changed nothing in my life.
So you can't eat
Eggs ain't never did
eggs,
nothing to
and
me.
you also don't like sauces.
We're not gonna talk about the condiment situation today.
Why? Why?
We're not gonna talk about the condiment situation today, man. Because that goes back to my childhood and trauma and shit like that. Like I used to what? I like smelling condiments just gave me like a ugh. Who eats that? Why you eat that? I didn't like the smell of mustard and ketchup and whatever you pull out that side part of the fridge. The hell is that?
Oh, you traumatized. Okay.
So you were really that traumatized?
No, I ain't no hoe ass nigga now. Like now, if a burger came to me with ketchup on it, I eat it. It ain't gonna be the
my
word.
burgers without.
But I don't put
condiments
stuff.
on them.
I don't put condiments on my stuff for real.
You don't like condiments. You don't like dipping sauces. You don't like any of that stuff.
Well,
You wildin', bro.
It depends on where you're getting something that has like dipping sauces. Because if it's like
Wendy's, McDonald's.
okay, like I might get barbecue sauce with my shit,
Okay.
type of shit.
And
But
that's
like,
might use because it can sit at the bottom of that bag for all I mean.
yeah, like if I go to like a place that sells like chicken strips or like chicken sandwiches and they have or like chicken wings and they have options for sauces, like I might get a sauce and it might just sit in the bag the entire time. You know, I want to taste the food and see how good it is. Sometimes I think people use sauce as an excuse to not use seasoning.
That's
Where it's
why
born.
I think
I used to
Chick-fil-A
say that
is
to you. I
bullshit.
used to say that too.
Wait, say that again?
Sometimes I think
Chick-fil-A
people
is
just put sauce on stuff as an excuse to not have seasoned food.
Bro, that's some white people shit.
That's
Yeah,
what
you know,
Chick-fil-A
That is
Yeah,
some
that's
white
true.
people shit.
That's what the fuck
That could be, yeah. That is white people shit, Randall. Exactly. But like I said, niggas be seasoning their food type of shit. Unless you go to some chicken spot that's just selling wings or chicken strips, and then you just got a whole wall of sauces.
That is why Popeyes Checkers has some of the best fries ever, because they season their fucking fries.
Yeah. Like church, like what was that? Raising Cane's? I don't like Raising Cane's. They chicken tenders don't got no
season
seasoning.
their fucking fries.
They don't got no seasoning.
You can't taste it?
I can't taste it. The chicken is bland as hell.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. There be all these chicken spots opening up, and all they doing is throwing sauce on shit. Wingstop got it going on.
I haven't been to Wingstop.
Wingstop is good.
I haven't been to Wingstop.
I will give Wingstop. They got
Should I go?
like the chicken is good. It's well seasoned enough, and like the sauces add like another whole level to it. Like Wingstop
That's
is where
because
it's
that's
at,
some
bro.
Negro influence.
Yeah, Wingstop. Yeah, Rick Ross.
Rick Ross only.
Rick Ross. Rick Ross put his foot in
Not
that
even that,
motherfucker.
they have actual black chefs that like come up with the recipes
Mhm.
and shit. So
And is that a chain or is that based in somewhere?
It's a chain.
It's a chain?
It's a
Okay.
chain.
You see, that's the one thing about chain
Wingstop
restaurants
everywhere.
is that like most chain restaurants are just not that good in general. That's the only
I
problem.
mean-
Like, bro, Buffalo Wild Wings, bro. Like, I don't be.
good. It's supposed to be able to be spread.
Hey, it's not supposed to be like the best meal you ever had. It's supposed to be convenient.
Yeah. It's even just like large scale convenient.
Yeah,
Or
you know,
convenience.
there are things that come more abundantly than others. You'll see more McDonald's than Wingstops.
Yeah. That's because McDonald's is a real estate company, not even a restaurant anymore.
Yeah, but they're selling convenience more than Wingstop is.
Right.
Like Wingstop is tailoring to this specific meal that you want, which is chicken type of shit. McDonald's has all types of stuff, whatever, but they can pop a location anywhere and be ready in like 2 weeks.
That's one reason why, why with my job, for example, like I actually like my food in my job because they actually get like quality stuff. The burgers are all good, like all the entrees and shit like that are good. You can taste the difference. Cause like, bro, I remember one time I went to Buffalo Wild Wings to watch the fight with you. Bro, I ordered some fucking buffalo wings, bro. That shit was like beyond slimy and like under fried and shit like that. That shit got me so fucking tight. I hated that shit. That shit got me so fucking tight when they
Yeah,
served me that shit, bro.
because sometimes it comes back to the quality of the food too.
Yeah.
Where it's going.
But apparently they actually cook
The
with
quality and the person cooking it.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely.
There'll be certain times, or even you go to McDonald's and your fries will be from sitting out in the heater, and they get them from the edge, and it's just that slight of convenience of people who just fresh out of the fryer. You got somebody having a good day that actually likes to give out fresher fries to their customers, and it's like that convenience shows the difference of a restaurant at certain days with workers and people. So it could be that as well.
Right. Hey, yo, you remember that time we went to Mike's picnic party or whatever it was? You made like deep fried salmon and shit.
Yeah,
Bro, that shit was fire.
That shit was fire.
That shit was crazy. We actually had the best the best ones.
No, we had the best food there.
Yeah, we fucked it up over there, bro.
100%. Word of bone.
Yeah, like
But it def like the hand that cooks it definitely plays a part.
Yeah.
Word of bone. I would definitely say that.
Shit, it could be a dirty motherfucker at work and drop your burger and barely cooking.
Like even the simple shit, like you could go to 3 different convenient restaurants and get the same thing essentially, and each one will have a different way of doing their thing that competes with the other. Like I think for a while, like fries were competing with each other. Like I'll use like McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's as an example. Like Wendy's was probably like the outlier for a long time, and then they switched their whole recipe up, and now their fries are probably like the best. Yeah, now Wendy's probably got the best fries out of all of them.
It depends on whether or not they're fresh. Because if they're not fresh,
Wendy's?
like
You said Wendy's?
Wendy's, yeah.
Yeah, if Wendy's fries are not fresh, like they're really
they gotta be fresh. They got the skin on them. Skin on the fries is best. It's always good.
It is always in Popeyes and Checkers.
Well, Checkers, yeah, I can definitely agree with you on Checkers.
They're the same.
Popeyes, I can't eat Popeyes fries.
They're the fucking
second.
same.
If I have,
you know that, right?
If I have Popeyes fries the next day,
But are you trying to differentiate? They're the same chain of fries. They sell them as the same in the store. Like even as they come frozen, it says Popeyes and Checkers on the back. It's the same season fries.
I've never seen that.
They're the same season fries.
Maybe I haven't been to Checkers in a while either.
Yeah.
So I might gotta go back. But yeah. Like even when you see commercials for like spicy nuggets.
That's Wendy's, yeah.
That's Wendy's. Wendy's got the spicy nuggets. They got the spicy nuggets.
The
all right, here's the question: do you guys like the saucy ones or the dry ones? Probably saucy ones.
Well, Burger King had them fiery nuggets that weren't. I wouldn't call them saucy. They had like, it was like a dry seasoning on it, but it was like kind of wet, like a.
I haven't had any of these wet.
It was like a fiery nugget that came out of Burger King or whatever, and it was like they might have tossed it in some sauce, but then they tossed it in like some seasoning over the sauce. It was all right. It was pretty good. They were actually spicy, but consistency comes out of Wendy's.
Yeah.
They just know how to do the spicy nuggets always.
Who has the best burgers though? I say it's low key kind of Wendy's sometimes.
Yeah, probably Wendy's.
Yeah.
Probably Wendy's.
Everybody
has their own.
Burger King help you back up?
Yeah, because they flame broil their burgers, you know. But Wendy's, because they give you more burger with the square burgers. They're not frozen, so.
Then again,
other
really big burger competitors that aren't like sit down joints.
Sure as hell ain't McDonald's.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say
that
like,
aren't McDonald's.
Nobody like most people don't get commercials. Most other places don't get commercials. So it's like if you don't get a commercial, we probably ain't going to no shit.
What is it? Carl's Jr.'s?
Carl's Jr.'s and Hardee's, yeah, okay.
Like, but
they make burgers.
Those are known to be the lesser known.
Yeah, I would equate those like that's like a step up from Checkers, maybe. Only because you get a commercial.
Checkers gets a better name than fucking Hardee's and.
But that's the thing. I've never seen commercials for either one of those.
I think Checkers has been around longer.
Yeah, it's we have the meats, dun 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 dun.
All right, Arby's. There you go.
That's Arby's,
one.
right?
Yeah.
No, but I'm referring to like Checkers and like Carl's Jr. Like I've never seen the commercials for those. Because they don't really.
The logo is like a star with a face on it. You probably see
what?
you probably see sexy girls in the commercial
Yeah.
eating a burger. A sexy girl with a tight ass figure is eating this burger. Ain't no way.
But I saw a commercial, but that was probably like in 2006.
Yeah, I mean they still make these same commercials now.
I didn't see them.
They had one at the Super Bowl this year.
I didn't see that.
You missed it.
Nigga, what?
I'm gonna say you missed it. That's like it was there.
but
It was definitely a Carl's Jr. commercial
what the fuck?
with a sexy
No,
bitch eating a burger.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Which is also really weird though too. Though, like a commercial like that, I expect that to be like on like a TV show or something like that. Like they're watching something like.
It seems very parody the way they're approaching the commercial,
parody.
right?
It's so weird.
It seems very parody the way they're approaching the commercial. How do you have this skinny bitch? You're trying to sell everything at the same time. You're not creating a realistic standard of the person who actually eats your food.
Yeah.
You're trying to sell me sex and manliness and meat. Like what?
Yeah,
Like this bitch don't even eat this for real. She don't even like this.
Them be the most off-putting commercials when they be like, this ain't had nothing to fucking do with what that product had to do with.
Like that bitch would never eat that burger in real life. She's only holding it and taking a bite because she got paid. Like that's it.
Half the time, them shit.
What's the
don't even eat real
worst food commercial that's been like a parody like second to that? What do you guys think?
The worst.
Like,
food
there's no
commercial.
correlation to like the commercial at all. Like the Red Bull commercials were dude, there was a commercial last night about Red Bull where like a woman got eaten by a crocodile or something like that. You remember that?
Yeah.
Literally, there was a commercial of like it was a Red Bull commercial.
Well, there's a lot of Well, she drank a Red Bull before she did that.
Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense though. Crocodiles eat birds.
Well, it wasn't a bird. It was a zebra.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, wait, was it?
It was a zebra. She walked she was at the watering hole. There was a crocodile in the watering hole. She went in there in the lake, got snatched up, but she drank a Red Bull before she went in there and whooped the croc's ass and turned his ass into a purse. Because Red Bull gives you wings.
We're talking about
It doesn't make any
cartoon
sense.
That was fucking drawn.
Yeah.
About the legality of whether this is real enough.
David, I don't understand how that correlates. Red Bull gives you wings, so like it's supposed to like.
Well, Red Bull is all about breaking new heights. That's why half of their promotion is them doing in crazy sports.
Okay.
So like they're just trying to show the feats that you can accomplish while drinking their beverage. It's supposed to make you fly, nigga.
So because it's a caffeine product and whatever it is, okay, all right, you know what, I get the premise now.
It's like Gatorade.
Yeah. Is it in you?
Is it what?
Is it in you?
That's
their slogan.
That's some weird shit.
It's the slogan. Is it in you? The beast. The beast.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
That big old jet. Is it in you?
I don't know if
Is it
anybody.
in you?
That's wild.
Imagine you got a pedophile just on broadcasting TV. Yeah, Gatorade. Is it in you?
Is it in you?
Just dead in the camera. Is it
Is
in
it in you?
you?
Is it in you?
And like,
America,
like people don't even
nah, it ain't that
Turn
big,
that
dog.
channel.
like people be
Turn
watching
that.
those commercials and like they don't even like see like what we're seeing and shit. They don't see like the jokes or whatever it is, like the adult humor behind it.
No, I mean they definitely do. I mean the person who wrote it like that.
Well, no, but like most other people that are watching it are not getting it.
I mean that's their fault, and or either that's their fault or it's like people are writing these commercials you know what I think it is. Less people are tuning into like national broadcasted television, where most of these commercials are shown. So it's like we're a little less connected to the jokes now, even though they're trying to relate back to us. But people don't watch commercials as often anymore.
But aren't those commercials kind of mainly related to like things that we do in real life anyway? So that's why they're making the parodies of it.
Sure, yeah.
That's what I'm saying though.
Mm-hmm. But it's like most people don't watch national broadcast television. So it's like when you feel a little bit disconnected from the commercials, like, yeah, because you probably ain't been watching commercials for the last 8 years because you've been on streaming services.
Cable vision is probably about to just like die out anyway.
I mean, they still have its reasons, or I mean, I think even like the cable companies have a different setup for how they broadcast it. But
And how many streaming services exist now? Because I have Hulu, Disney Plus, and I have ESPN Plus. That's all I have.
way too many.
I don't have
And
I don't even have Netflix.
So on top of that, yeah, there's Netflix.
I don't even have it.
You could have Amazon Prime. You could have Max.
Paramount Plus.
You could have Paramount Plus. You could have Crunchyroll. That's a good one.
Roku.
You could have Roku. I don't think Roku is free. Roku is free.
Oh, Roku's free.
Okay. Tubi is also free. You could have Funimation.
There's even Apple TV.
You could have Apple TV. There you go. See.
What's that with SpongeBob and?
That was Paramount Plus. I think.
Plus, yeah.
Peacock. Is another one.
Yeah. Peacock. Tubi.
Yeah, I said Tubi. Let me see. Look, I'm missing one. I feel like
Bro, do you remember that movie?
Probably like a Stars app, maybe like a an AMC Plus.
Yeah.
Or TMC Plus. Yeah.
Bro, do you remember that one movie that you and I actually watched on Apple TV with Tom Holland, Cherry? You remember that movie?
Yes.
Yeah, that was.
I do remember Cherry.
That was a good movie.
That was a really good movie.
That was a really good movie. And it was a random day. Like, you just chose to watch the movie. You didn't even, like, plan it.
Nah.
We were just scrolling through it. We wanted to watch it.
I seen, I want to watch more of Tom Holland do shit besides be Spider-Man.
That shit was fucked up, but it was actually really good.
That shit was good.
And actually, one of the characters that was actually in that movie, apparently, she actually used to be a childhood star, actually, like, in like a Nickelodeon show. I forget the name.
I don't remember the actress, so I wouldn't be able to tell you the name.
She was Tom Holland's, I think, wife, I think.
Yeah, no, I remember the movie. I remember the setup in the movie. I just don't remember the face or the girl's name.
Yeah.
I do remember seeing Cherry with Tom Holland in it. I just don't remember the other person.
Yeah, that was actually a really good, like.
Good. Don't look at me.
You had to look, and you was making a face already.
This is crazy. What was I about to say?
Oh man.
So, what else is on your mind, guys?
I don't know, man.
Booty.
There's always room for that. Where's it going?
Will it ever act right enough?
No, that shit better. Shit better.
Oh, you know what? So let's actually get into a conversation about this that my friend and I were talking about. Whatever it was.
Yeah, hit me.
Natural nuts and berries.
Now, like we were talking, so he asked the question of like whether or not people becoming legal adults at the age of 18. He thinks it's a stupid idea. He thinks that people shouldn't be legally allowed to be considered an adult until 25.
25?
Really?
Yeah, because like
waiting that long.
there's a
before that.
There's a study that shows apparently like your brain doesn't fully develop until you're 25 years old. Your prefrontal cortex is not fully developed yet.
Who gives a shit? Scientists are not about to tell me I can't be an adult if I'm 18 years old and want to join the army.
Then it's not like it's just
like what the fuck?
That's the point I'm trying to make.
Kiss my ass.
No, that's the point that I'm trying to make
it's
with
not
it.
like it's a switch that turns on at 25 automatically.
No, everybody's journey is different. So like prolonging me to be a quote unquote adult under what parameters? I don't like that. Doesn't make sense. Like before I get to the age of 25, I can join the army,
buy cigarettes,
drink
alcohol,
vote, drink alcohol, gamble,
get married.
What the frick? Get married? What the frick am I waiting until 25 for? At 23, I can rent a car and a house, like a place.
So
Airbnb.
Imagine they took all of that away until you turn 25.
What type of shit is that?
Right.
But that's where we went to the conversation talking about the inconsistency of like age limits. Where like, so for example, like at 18 you can vote, go to war, you can buy a car, you can get legally married, do whatever you want, whatever it is. But in certain states you can't buy cigarettes until you're 19, until you're 20. Jersey, literally, you can't buy cigarettes until you're 21. So wait a minute, I can go to war.
I mean, but in certain
states, you could also put your dick in your cousin's left ear, but you'll go to jail if you put it in her right ear. So what the fuck are we talking about? Well, all these random ass laws have been made up in different states it's like it's human made shit, so it's all fucking stupid.
That's
Exactly.
very true.
Exactly.
That's very true. Word is born.
Like, so you telling me I wouldn't be able to legally drink until 25? You know how many 21-year-olds ago? Oh no,
You're
we
not
got
going
load
to
up
use
guns for this
they're not going to
motherfucker.
use the excuse of your brain isn't mentally developed until you're 25. No, you should be doing more to prepare me for the world by the time I'm 18.
Right.
Yeah, and parents don't do that nowadays.
Nobody do fuck just the parents, nigga. Everybody. The world ain't doing none of that shit. They don't give a they stepping on these kids, bro. They're stepping on these kids, bro. These kids are our fucking future.
No, they stepped over
and
these
they're making
kids.
it look fucking hopeless. Like, no wonder the future is gonna look like Black Mirror because these kids are fucking dumb.
Like fucking South Park.
These kids are fucking dumb, and they're just gonna create the shit that they see anyway. All this stupid stuff you see in the media, worrying about how is this for future gonna be. That's all they see as the example. That's what they're gonna create.
But they're also thinking about it in the context as well, because like we're still kind of in the age where we're still considered kind of young at this point. So like we're going to be in charge at some point. So our generation of parents are going to be a little bit nervous about how we're going to handle the world, because we're not really in their situation where most people that are in public office, for example, are in like their 40s and 50s, whatever it is. We're not there yet.
Don't get me wrong. There are. This is what I'm saying. Don't get me wrong. There are people in office who are like I would say like. I would say it's probably like Gen X, maybe like the oldest, actually making some of these moves that we got going around, and then it's maybe like the millennials, like the lower end of the spectrum. But we right up next, Randall.
But you technically
right
Gen
up
Z though, so
I know
yeah,
what I am.
I'm technically a millennial.
I know what I am. I'm saying though, it's the millennials right now who are the ones like actually facilitating the change on a smaller level of the scale.
But I also feel like us, technically, we're what? Gen Millennials?
Well, you and me are technically
I'm
millennials,
technically Gen Z.
because 96 is like the limbo year or whatever, some shit like that. Like it's like you can be either or.
So with us being millennials, I feel like with us being the next up, like full-on adults as the ones before us, like die off and all of that, like reality of life, we gonna be so fucking fed up with the younger kids under us that even with us being the adults, we're just gonna say fuck it. We're just gonna survive, and then with them not having any guidance, they're gonna really fuck up the world and then just let it burn for what is left of the world that's not already burning.
If you can't come together as people,
Are we not the fuck it generation because we went through enough already from what was before us already? So
they were supposed to be
and they
things in
expect
place.
change. Like we see change has been being preached for the past decade, but yet, yeah, we fucking tired. What y'all left us
that never
with
happened.
was bullshit.
We were promised shit that never happened.
So we're gonna be the fucking generation. So what's under us? Yeah, nah, let them little bad motherfuckers rock on now. And I know we're all gonna say that.
As I'm saying, if we can't collaborate as humans that live in this world or country, regardless of age or whatever, like it's always just gonna be like the older generation is gonna be like, nah, fuck them, let them do what they want, and then the younger generation is gonna look at the older people like they don't give a shit about us.
I feel
We
like
might as well do what we want anyway.
generationally, something always or somebody always comes out and like does make a change just before shit goes too sour. So do y'all feel like we're gonna have that soon enough, or do y'all feel like we're just gonna crash and burn?
I think we're at a point where so I was reading an interesting book that actually talks about this kind of like vicious cycle that we're in generation wise. It's by Neil Howe apparently. It's like the fourth turning or some shit like that. And apparently, like, we're living in, it's that old quote people, it's on IG all the time, like, hard times make hard men make good times make weak men, and all that other bullshit. That's kind of where we're at right now, where, like, he said in the book that apparently something is going to, like, really peak or tip over in 2026 for the most part, and that's going to really bring about, like, a significant change where, like, you know what? Not only fuck this shit, this is some bullshit, but we're actually going to fucking fix it, because I'm not about to live like this.
Because we've gotten enough villains in which, in history, there's always a villain, but we need some sort of speck of a hero in which we've had like our Gandhis or our Mother Teresa's or our
think-
Huey P. Newtons, Martin Luther Kings, you know, Malcolm X. We don't have that
I
right
think
now.
the issue now is how
We got Diddy's
is
and
how
we got
much
all
it's how much
Trump and all
access
this
we
other
have
shit.
to other people's lives and how critical we are of it. I would
Mhm.
say because I don't think it's not that we don't have somebody who can be seen as a more influential figure, or somebody who's willing to step up to the plate to actually try to facilitate change, but everybody's so critical of their life that we don't even give them the chance to be seen as something more than what they are. Everybody's the same. They're just like us, type of thing.
Yeah,
I would say.
it's the conformity bullshit, which is why Unpopular exists, because they're trying to step out of that.
Not to say that there couldn't be a influential young upcoming female who is willing to speak her mind and say something passionate or make a stand for the change that she wants. But she's probably on TikTok twerking right now, and we don't want that as the face of our stand. That's what I'm saying. We're too critical of that.
Right.
I'm too critical of people
But even
wanting to
so,
live their lives and
with
just
time-
be themselves. That we can't.
Even so,
Yeah,
with
it's hard to
time,
put
it's been
somebody in that
seen
position.
that even the
It's hard to
highest
relinquish
of
that position, I'll say.
figures, with time, it's been seen, even with the highest of figures, you always had some boys trying to shoot them down with some kind of backstory or whatever they did in their past.
Yeah.
So that would be nothing new. But we need somebody like on the top of the pedestal that really stands for the people. Because the one person that does stand for the people, we see where that's going.
Mm-hmm.
We see how much power and control is coming out of that.
Yeah,
It's like-
even if he ain't saying nothing good that you're supposed to be hearing. All you need is somebody
And that's
all you
doctoring
need is
so
somebody
many people.
who's willing to stand on that bullshit.
On that mountain.
Willing to stand on the shit that they're saying, whether
On
it's good or
business.
bad.
But it's got to be somebody like on our side of the field though. Because,
That's what we need.
Because we
That's
don't
what
have
we need.
that. Like, right now it's the conservative
That's what we
side,
need.
and like the obnoxious right wing and Trump.
The
and stuff
right
like that.
is
That's the
not
problem.
taking any.
Everybody in the black community is being torn down right now because of all the bullshit. So like I said, the Diddy shit, all of the world star hip hop, all that bullshit.
The right not taking no shorts. They don't care about how outrageous they may be or sound when they saying the shit that they do.
They just say it.
They just say it, type of shit.
We don't have anybody
And
like
everybody wants to be put on the limelight, but then once you are, they don't know how to handle that shit because it was never your position anyway. So
that. Yeah,
we're
it's
making famous people stupid.
yeah.
Stupid people famous.
That's part of the problem as well.
Yep.
Because there's so many public figures now that and they're not even public figures. They're just like YouTubers and streamers that are on fucking dude, you know Piers Morgan worked for this?
Yes.
There's some fucking YouTubers and podcasters that are not even really that influential, and they're actually being interviewed by him. Some fucking I forget that nigga's name, but whatever. But you're seeing it now where it's not even other people from institutions or laboratories or even political positions doing these interviews. Now it's streamers and YouTubers talking to actual reporters.
Well,
and
these are places that
journalists.
hold platforms, so they do have they do have an audience, and they do have the opportunity to say something that's actually powerful and influential to help other people. Most people just don't take that that path. They want to continue the spiral of bullshit that we did.
I was actually writing it down in my book recently that it's always the people that have the best moral compass and the best character. They usually almost never want anything to do with politics or anything involving controlling what people
Because
do.
what the fuck are we arguing about?
That's what I'm saying.
What the fuck are we arguing about? If your compass is real straight, what the fuck is we going back and forth about, yo? Stay on the fucking narrow.
Stop the war, go send over the fucking food and stop bombing motherfuckers. And mind your business.
It could
Stop
not-
digging up shit that needs to stay in the fucking dirt where it needs to stay. Let's help people where we can help and leave motherfuckers the fuck alone.
It
That's
could not
it.
be more simple.
If they sick, give them free help. That's it. If we got the health insurance on bullshit, fuck all that extra procedure shit. Help if you can help. That's it. But having the moral compass is wrong today,
No one cares. Everybody's now tribal and shit. So if it doesn't benefit them or their group, that's what they don't want to be a part of it. And that's such the problem because it really be the people that like don't want to be president that want to be president, or that shouldn't be president that want to be president. And then because I was even watching this one video where they're saying that like power attracts psychopaths. So most of the people that are in office, it's a book that I have, the Psychopath Epidemic, that most of the people in positions of power and even in business, you have to have some high levels of psychopathic tendencies because you have to be kind of cold, heartless.
We were just stupid to put Trump in this position. Like, I don't care how many times he said it personally. Like, there was no reason for him to even be in this conversation of being the president of the United States. Like, Trump had as much stake in being the president of the United States as Kanye. Imagine if we were stupid enough to elect Kanye to be the president.
Oh my God, David, that almost happened.
Yes, exactly, Randall. That's what I'm saying.
Like he actually ran.
I'm saying we were just stupid enough to pick Trump. Imagine if we were stupid enough to pick Kanye or something like that.
Could you imagine if
Dwayne The Rock Johnson? Imagine if Dwayne The Rock Johnson was the fucking president.
I'm just trying to bust a nut in somebody's daughter and enjoy the rest of my life before this world burns. I got nothing else.
It's like,
Ain't nothing more American than that.
We live in that
American
world,
dream. That was life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness right there.
But here's the thing, here's the thing though. Like people fail to forget though, the guy is a celebrity. Like the conservative right that claims to hate celebrities and voicing their opinions, they did a whole 180 when it was this nigga talking. They didn't give a fuck. Like for some stupid reason, the guy had literally a star on the Walk of Fame. They removed it obviously, but
they
it's like,
tore that shit up.
you know what I'm saying? But like, so you hate celebrities, but you voted for this nigga who had a fucking TV show and was featured in multiple movies. Like, what's with the hypocrisy?
Because
it's the same thing with fucking Reagan. Reagan was a fucking celebrity, bro.
Just like,
Y'all may have to lose me for a minute. No, keep going.
Take your mic off if you don't want to be heard on.
Oh, shit. Talk about and do some licks and titty shit.
Yeah.
So like,
freaking. Yeah, no, it definitely is a hypocrisy, you know, having him.
what's up?
Like, no, I'm at a concert.
This what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Excited for nothing. I hope you watch this later, Ashley. Enjoy the concert, but shit, you got a motherfucker happy for nothing.
But you were saying the hypocrisy?
Yeah, the hypocrisy of this nigga even, like you saying other people don't like celebrity, but this nigga is all he's ever been is that he's like. And you were saying with Reagan too, the fact that Reagan was also a celebrity before he ended up in the
people don't realize that. People don't realize that Reagan was actually fucking
I am not a
was a
crook.
celebrity. Fucking like, I don't know.
I don't know either. I had a thought, but I lost it, and like all I end up doing is just thinking about like, damn, like,
Yo, Dean, this
is the fucking country.
Dean, this edible got me fried, nigga. The fuck?
Do you cook?
I'm cooking.
Edibles hit you like that?
I'm cooking, nigga. Oh my god.
cook.
Woo, boy.
It was delicious.
It was delicious.
That shit was spicy though.
Yeah, that
shit was
kick.
spicy.
Yeah, it did have a little kick on it.
It's like literally like right at the end.
Mm-hmm.
That shit.
Edibles also don't work on me, so they just give me cotton mouth. So that's probably why I'm sitting cotton mouth and munchies. That's probably why I'm going in on my nuts.
But yeah, bro, like it's getting very interesting. Like it's gonna be an interesting time in history, like in our older ages. Like when when we are in our 50s, it's gonna be really interesting when we look back at that shit.
I think we're in a time right now where either shit's only gonna get worse, or we have no choice but to get better. Because this nigga is finna run for another term.
I mean,
No,
you
he's-
also
no,
got to
he's
remember what
tweeting.
we
He's doing
came
another
from.
term.
We came from Bush.
This nigga's gonna run for another term.
Clinton.
I promise you.
Look at all the shit that they did.
He's gonna rewrite some paperwork and put his ass in the office for another 4 years.
Oh yeah, he's been working on that.
He's working on that. Telling you.
He's working on that.
He's working on that.
You think it's gonna happen?
That's what that nigga was saying. That's where his mind is at. And if it's not, and if he's not planning on trying to be in there for another 4 years,
I won't say this.
they're
on
trying to
camera.
figure out a way in order to streamline the process of them having the position of power.
I won't say this
For as long
on
as they can.
camera, but like in our society of people in which I go, our people, not our people.
Not the palm colors.
But look, when are we gonna get them radical motherfuckers that's like Django? I'm gonna leave it at that.
No, I feel like we need examples like that because these white people ain't afraid to do all types of shit. They be kicking niggas out and they ain't even do nothing.
You gotta watch your words. You gotta watch your words. They'll come for a nigga. Come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
Let me rewrite that. We don't got no subtitles.
Yes, sir, Mouse. I got you, Mouse. You need some cold water, Mouse?
Well, I ain't Samuel L. Jackson's character in Django. I ain't that nigga. But no, we're gonna have to you know, a lot of prices in the grocery store are going up because of inflation. But a can of whoop ass is on sale.
Like that is really needs to be put on all shelves.
Like that
all
shit
shelves.
is on sale right now. Whole cans of whoop ass. Word is born. Cases of that motherfucker.
And they need to be consumed right away.
That shit is on sale. Barrels of whoop ass, yo.
I expect G-Mods to like be throwing up the cans.
Word is born.
Oh my god, it's crazy.
Word is born. Everything need to look like the Alabama fight on the dock. Word is born.
No cap.
Throwing chairs and everything.
No cap. Cause imagine when shit does start going down and with all of these new laws and shit, where cops got immunity and you when you get locked up, you going straight to jail and shit like that. Imagine you don't got a group of niggas with you to fight. Like beyond that, you just giving up, right?
Yeah,
we're not gonna want to come outside.
No, you literally relinquishing.
Even with that, you're not gonna be safe in your own home.
You're not gonna be safe in your own home. You're not gonna be safe at work. You're not gonna be safe nowhere.
Work. Work alone.
If you already think your rights are being infringed upon, wait till they don't need a reason.
Right.
Wait till they don't need a reason.
Imagine you gotta do like freeze tag and before you go outside. You gotta hit up one of your white friends like, yo, can you tag along with me?
Escort me to the motherfucking grocery store.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy.
A tactic you just may have to use.
So you're saying that we're gonna get profiled a lot more?
Yeah.
We go back to the 90s?
I'm saying maybe not even that. I wouldn't even say profile because like they'll just do your ass in. But it's like there's gonna be a much thicker line drawn in the sand of where you're supposed to be standing at, and it's like the line isn't divided by race this time, really. Like anybody could be on.
It's gonna be segregation, but it's more of a different kind of.
Yeah,
thing.
it's like maybe it might be more classism based.
Yeah.
Based on how much you actually make or whatever, because
it's gonna be a mix of class and race.
Mm-hmm. It definitely will
clashing.
Yeah. But the line is definitely gonna be drawn a lot thicker, and like.
Guys, I
feel like people. It may be more like the '60s, where people may be more adamant on like telling you which side you need to be on, type shit.
Guys, you see what I mean? Like the question I have with you guys is that how do you guys know this stuff? Like with me personally, like I don't really like. I'm not seeing like how you're explaining like what this is gonna turn into. I'm not really getting that.
It's from the knowledge that was passed down to me from my elders that I've seen and also put together with time and also been told. So all of the riots and the dogs and all that shit like that. I remember my grandmother telling me those stories. On a certain night, she couldn't go out past a certain time because motherfuckers was looking for niggas. And it was just, this is less than 50 years ago.
I mean, my dad was born in '77, and he has racist stories. Well, my grandfather has plenty.
Well, it's like shit has changed, but backtracking ain't that hard because to get up out of it was just little blips of laws and shit that were passed unexpectedly through people fighting behind closed doors. But just as easily, it could go right back to that shit. So that's what we're preparing for.
I think it's a deeper understanding of what the culture of Black America really means. You know, I think people associate it with, I guess, the demeanors that we display now, without necessarily knowing its origins, and it just clumps us all into the same kind of bubble.
And it does also feel like for me, because like I'm also half Hispanic, so like I'm not sure if that's going to play a factor in it as well.
It may.
There's also a lot of Spanish people in here too, so like there's a possibility that they're gonna face that kind of persecution.
Absolutely.
Too. So
absolutely. That's why we were trying to warn. We were trying to warn Spanish people.
I think in that aspect, you'll just be counted as light-skinned Black, in which it's just like, all right, politically he's on, you know, the more poverty side and with the less, you know, fortunate side. So, but
they'll lump you in with your hair
yeah.
and your skin tone. Absolutely.
Even though you do give off poppy vibes with the V-neck, the white V-necks you be putting off in the gym vibe.
Even though you speak highly educated,
yeah.
You know, those like these are
visually. I can see you on First Street, like chilling with some of the Mexicans.
Like here, like
yeah,
like right here.
Where's it going?
Because bro, y'all niggas about to give me fucking anxiety and shit. The fuck?
Nah.
Because like maybe it's also partly me as well, because like my parents are not from America for the most part, so they're immigrants. So like I've always said before that like I never necessarily completely kind of blended in with the Black community in America in the first place, because I was kind of outed like that. I wasn't really welcomed in there when I was a kid and shit. So maybe this is why I'm not getting like your perspective, like where you're explaining
no,
to.
You were just a sheltered kid. That's what the fuck it is. Because a lot of us from the Caribbean descent and shit, it was the same way.
Yeah, like my grandparents talk a lot about.
Surrounded by when you were put out into the world. So as you were in second, third, fourth grade, we literally picked up mannerisms from certain shit within popular, you know, TV. So wrestling, fucking cartoons, all of that shit we all picked up. But because you were sheltered and going through so much as a kid, you didn't go through that same process. So you don't have the same outlook of shit. You were more, and as you did develop more within your brain, you jumped more into books of self-knowledge. You weren't into a lot of television.
I would say the more mainstream things that people found attachments to,
Right.
Not that you don't know about them, or that you still can't find the relevancy from them.
Like there are certain things within the Black community that I get, but then like there's a lot of other things that you guys talk about that I don't get for the most part. And I guess it's because I haven't been exposed to it. Because I did go to a predominantly all white schools for literally all my life in school. I was the minority of minorities and shit because I wasn't even full Black. I was only half of it. So
yeah, see, I didn't have that experience later on in life around white folk until 13, 14. I lived in North New Jersey up until the age of 13, so I was literally surrounded by nothing but niggas.
See, between second grade and I guess my freshman year, I was in Hillsborough, which is like mostly white kids. But every weekend I'm going to my dad's house and I'm going to Somerville, and I'm seeing my cousins frequently or whatever, and you know, or I'm at home with my Caribbean grandparents and stuff like that. So I'm definitely being exposed in different places in my life that allowed me to hold on to that identity while I'm around white people. I would say, you know,
because I guess it also does apply to my parents too, because like they weren't really in that environment either. You know what I mean? Like my dad was in Brooklyn, obviously in the '80s, so like during the crack epidemic and shit. So like he was a part of it to some degree, but he still didn't really identify with it. He still hung around the Spanish people, and also my dad hung around primarily also with Jamaicans.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the only reason why. Like when we first met my dad, you heard him talk, and he sounds like he has that Jamaican tone to himself. It's like you ask me if he's Jamaican, he's like no, because I just spent most of my life hanging out with them, so that's why I talk like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So even he's not really well immersed in like certain elements of the Black community when the things that you're talking about.
But he is able to find community through things he was able to understand.
Yeah. And then
But
same thing with
it's not
same thing with
always
my
a
mother.
necessity that you're gonna pick that up from your parents. So he was out living his life, but it's not also expected that you were gonna pick up those tendencies too.
Yeah, that's
Especially if
why
you weren't with him as he was doing all that.
that's why teaching your kids how to be social is really important because they'll like you're gonna they're it's inevitable for you to gain your own experiences and you know
Right.
and socialize with other people and gain more of a life experience through that. But you got to know how to be able to to be able to meet people, to speak to people,
Yeah.
how to have company. I don't even know.
Well, it's just a matter of just like knowing how to socialize. Like once you learn how to socialize, like life becomes a hell of a lot easier. I never really learned that. Like when I was in school, for example, like when I was in high school, bro, I didn't hang out with anybody until my senior year. And that was literally a month before graduation. And that was literally the first time I started picking up smoking weed and shit. But from like freshman year up until that point in senior year, bro, I went to school, I went to football practice, and I went home. I never did anything else. I didn't have friends that I could call to go hang out and shit like that. So like that's a big factor in like I'm not
definitely is.
my socialization is like kind of low compared to other people because I never really was exposed to it. I never had a chance to actually hang out with anybody, which is crazy. Like the fuck,
Yeah.
which makes me wonder like how do I have friends now? Like,
Well, you found
You just hit it later in life.
I'm saying, like you said, you the circumstances in which you found friends a month before you graduated and started smoking weed was finding others who were like-minded in what you were doing and shared interest in the similar experience of what you were going through in life, and you were able to take those skills from that and eventually meet Sneak and eventually meet me working at the Cheesecake Factory type shit. So it just opened you up to being able to have more experiences, but being able to know more of what you like and what you want to experience and how to share that with people.
Look, had I never gotten fucked up that day in school, in which I decided to switch my classes from French to Spanish, and gotten fried that day that I went to Spanish class for the first time, and put my head down on that desk, and Xavier asked me, "Yo, my nigga, you good?" And I got to know him from that day, and from him knowing that I was an artist out of high school, living that life, you'd have never came across me. That's crazy, right?
That's crazy because like that's wild that because when I was working at Cheesecake Factory, I met Xavier because he was a cook there, and then I met Dean through him on the day that I got fired, and Xavier gave me his IG and told me to DM him and ask him for an art piece. I texted him literally that same night. He responded within like 3 hours.
And
crazy.
funny enough, Xavier wasn't supposed to be my friend. I still accepted him, even though my best friend at the time had beef with him because his ex was my homie's ex. So my homie was like, "Don't fuck with him," and I'm like, "You could clearly see he's a good person. If you fuck with me, I'm gonna fuck with you."
Yeah.
So I had every opportunity to not have to fuck with him and him to know me and have my name in his mouth, but yet it got us to where we are now. That's crazy, right? How 2 and 2 can connect.
That's crazy. It's crazy how you can meet people like that and they just turn out to be like somebody so close to you and shit.
Word is born. Word is born.
Like literally, like I met you literally through work and look at us
Man,
now.
listen. I appreciate my time at the Cheesecake Factory so much. That shit was a real restaurant experience. And
I still want my money back, bitch. Kayla, you know who the fuck you is. Yeah, I said your government. I won't say your last name. Yeah, you had me draw that shit. R.I.P. to your mama. I don't do no disrespect to the dead, but I want my fucking money. I don't forget shit.
but yeah, man, cheesecake, man, like that time is unforgettable. And that's like you're
We had some pretty interesting times in there.
Besides my knowledge of the menu and I guess whatever kitchen knowledge I've obtained through there, you're the only thing from the Cheesecake Factory that I still have, type shit.
Right.
That shit went a long way. I don't even talk to Joe no more, type shit. Shout out Joe. Joe just had a baby.
I talked to Joe. I talked to him recently. I haven't talked to him either though.
I haven't talked to him in a minute.
But I'm still friends with actually his sister Stephanie actually. So like I can still talk to her and call her, whenever I need to.
Yeah, I don't speak to nobody from the Cheesecake, man. Word is born. You were literally it. You were literally it. Like
I think
I
we
was
actually- I think
luckily
I-
enough
yeah.
for maybe to get a ride every once in a while from Joe, but I was like,
Yeah.
literally, it was just Randall, just talking to Randall.
And I was literally, and I lived right down the street from you, so like, what wasn't a big deal. I did that with you twice apparently. I think I gave you a ride and shit. So yeah, and
That's when I knew you started smoking weed, and I was like, I'm fucking with Randall.
Yeah.
Fucking this nigga used to, yo, I'm telling you, this nigga used to roll them woods. Word is
I used
born.
to roll
You
some
ain't
weed,
never
so-
meet Backwood Randall, but that nigga used to just throw weed in the fucking wood. Seal it.
Bro, it was literally the size of my
Word is
fucking middle
born.
finger, bro.
Ain't no reason you unraveled the backwood and then and you put more weed in there.
Backwood
The
and
backwood was
backwood.
fatter than when you unraveled it.
Mm.
You got an eighth in there.
I did roll eights in backward.
You had eighths in the backwood. I'm like, yo, this nigga be getting cooking. This nigga be getting cooking. Word is born. I'll never forget the day he was at work off the edible.
Oh shit! I remember that.
This nigga, he bought a brownie off of somebody at work, ate that motherfucker. I think he was already tight. He was having a bad day.
I was having a
He was
bad
like,
day.
he's like, fuck it, I'm about to eat this brownie.
I was having a bad
Boom, threw that
day.
motherfucker back. Yo, funniest night in the fucking bakery. Nigga was crying all night.
It was so fucking.
That was a
funny.
busy week too. I think that might have been the same week as like National Cheesecake Day.
Yeah, no, it was.
Yeah.
It was crazy because like we had to stay super late though. That was the only thing.
Yeah,
and like,
no.
bro, when she gave me that brownie, bro, like, so for the first 30 minutes, I felt a little bit of a buzz, and I was like, yo, this thing ain't shit. Literally, like 38 minutes later, bro. Oh my god, bro, that shit woke my ass up completely,
Uppercut.
and I'm off.
Uppercut. Yo.
I was
That nigga
cooked.
Randall was laughing at everything.
I was cooked like a motherfucker, and I ran and I went over to her and I said, "Yo, my bad." It's like I did not realize that shit was that powerful.
Shit was funny.
That shit got me fucked up, bro. I remember that shit.
I said, look, I went to the freezer. I just went. Right.
But yeah, I actually remember one time, like, yo, now you say it, Davian, I remember I used to be a heavy tobacco smoker. I used to smoke a lot of woods. Like, that shit was crazy. Because I started out with blunts anyway. I used to roll, like, the one leaves or whatever it was. Like, yeah, I started to roll those. I rolled an entourage a couple of times, and then, which was the worst thing. Like, entourages are so hard to roll.
What? I used to love me some entourage. You was a backwoods king. I was an entourage. Like
Yeah.
That was
White Owls and entourage.
I think I stepped away from switching when we went to entourage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, I want an entourage now.
I want an entourage.
I haven't like bitches in a minute.
Matter of fact, anytime I smoked the entourage, like after I was done, it's always been like a
Damn,
it's always been
yo.
extendo. I always roll with extendo.
Yeah, because they came long.
Yeah, it came long as hell, and I'm about to put two of these motherfuckers side by side.
You take out the vein in that motherfucker. Ah, shit.
Damn.
Nah, I ain't got no business. I'm a paper man. Fuck out of here.
Yeah. I started smoking joints mainly because of Wiz Khalifa anyway. Like blunts just didn't do it for me.
Joints are easy to make. I would say, like, if you don't necessarily roll consistently every time, they have a lot of apparatuses that just like make the rolling process for joints easy.
No, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know those.
I got a joint roller. My hands don't do that shit. I will give up within 2 minutes.
Because like I actually used
I
to.
got this freaking, it's like a grinder.
It drops the cones in.
A component or whatever. A grinder, you can just drop all the weed in the cone.
Yeah. No, yeah, I've seen those before. But yeah, like, cause like with me, cause like I used to like roll the blunts like actually when I was with my friends and shit. Bro, like I used to be the best roller. I used to be the best roller for blunts and shit. They would always do it, and I would always have to roll like a gram and a half, or whatever it is. So that's kind of what it was. Yeah, but it wasn't really a big deal for me because like I actually like doing it.
Weed nowadays is the same for weed.
Hell no.
In 2015, we off the chain.
After 2012, oh, Brooklyn, take me back.
2013,
I feel like my granddaddy.
when they had real diesel, the real sour diesel.
I'm on that, bro. I'm on that right now.
It ain't the same.
It's not.
Even to the early like carts and
Bro,
shit.
it's not shit.
Nah, shit is a lot different.
That's not different.
It was like bubble gum to the teenager, like before, like I don't. Nah, it.
Shit was like, I remember this was like probably like when I first started smoking, whatever. He had this pack. I was in this pack. We smoked this pack for like the whole month of August. Cold like dust bunnies and shit. Man, that shit used to just make the fucking time. Make the time, man.
Yeah, nah, weed is not the same.
Smoking Blue Dream for the first time, man.
I smoked that when I was in 2014. When I was like 18, I smoked that
Yeah,
shit.
man.
Even Pineapple Express before it became like well known.
White Rhino.
White Widow and shit.
Autumn Gelatos.
God,
Even the runs not the
gelato.
same no more.
Which ones?
Runs.
You smoke and it lasts for. If you're an experienced smoker, it lasts no longer than what, an hour and a half. After that, you smoking again, and then people like, yeah, it's like, well, yeah, because the shit ain't potent as it used to be. I remember even as an early kid, you smoke, go to school, and by the time that you coming out of school, it's like, damn, I'm still fried. But now it's like you go to one class, and it's like, all right, I'm ready for lunch. What's this?
I think I was in high school still.
When you smoke right before you got on the bus?
420 was on before the weekend. I think it was on this Saturday or whatever. And we had just got fucking blazed, just cooking.
Oh, I had that.
All day that day.
I had that extendo going with the Spanish kids because the black kids ain't fuck with me. So when they took me under the wing, oh yeah, they got me right.
When I tell you, we smoked all that weed on Saturday, and I was still high on Wednesday.
You were so high on Wednesday?
Still high on Wednesday.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was, man.
You slept through the high?
We smoked on Saturday and smoked like, I don't know, maybe like 20 blunts.
I ain't never had no
20
high drag.
freaking blunts. And I'm in high school. I'm like a junior. I'm like 17. So I smoked 20 blunts on Saturday. Yeah, Wednesday morning, I went home. Mom. Like, yo, are you still high? He's like, yeah. I'm like, nigga, me too. What the fuck is this? That shit was crazy.
You sure it wasn't like a placebo effect and shit?
Man, listen. No. No. Maybe it was something in there. I know what high is. I know what high is, but I was high 4 days.
What's your so we talk about high. What's your worst high experience, guys?
K2. No, it was space. It was. I believe that space was K2.
Specifically, what any of it was. I know I've been busting in certain situations. Like I definitely.
You mean what?
I'm busting. I'm hot. like pop the molly, I'm sweating. Shit. Like I definitely. I think it was inside. It was like really warm. I walked outside, it was cold as shit, and I almost passed the fuck out.
Right.
Or that white hot flash.
Yeah. Like it was a hot ass flash. I almost threw the fuck out.
It was terrible.
Or thinking about. One of my bad experiences come like I had bad experience on shrooms, but that was different than weed.
That was with me, was it?
No.
Yo, our times with shrooms is crazy.
What happened to me is I was watching TV and the edge of the TV was like lining up with my window, so I was starting to like lose that edge of where the TV started and where the window ended or whatever.
So you felt that downward shift where it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
What
so
the fuck?
like now the movie's starting to bleed into reality, and like I'm getting confused type of shit. Like I think the movie I was watching was 101 Dalmatians.
You know it's bad when you remember the movie.
It was 101 Dalmatians. It was an old cartoon one, 1960 or whatever.
Oh, so it was that grungy feel.
It was drawn beautifully. Don't get me wrong, drawn beautifully.
But it's still set in like grungy ass 92.
Yeah, it was definitely a dirty ass London area.
Yeah.
I'm listening. I think this was when they took the puppies or whatever, and they had to like go out there and find the puppies. And I'm like listening to the story. I'm like, it's the saddest story I've ever heard. Why are they telling this story? This story is so sad. Like, why are they doing this to these dogs? And I couldn't think a story could be that sad. So I thought I was dead. I thought I was dead. Like, there's no reason why I'm hearing a story that this is sad. I thought something got to be wrong with me. I got to be like dead, and that's why I'm hearing this sad ass story. Like, I got to be in like heaven when they're telling this story about the dogs.
So you was just somewhere dark as a motherfucker.
No, I was. And then I found myself, I guess, one floor down, sitting in the hallway, listening.
Like
Listening to everything.
ear just open for
Yeah,
nothing.
ear is open to everything. Like I can hear the TV going on upstairs, but it doesn't sound like TV. It sounds like
Background noise.
it sounds like I'm listening to voicemails type shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like I'm listening to voicemails. Like I just turn one off and I turn the next one on. And they just start talking after the beat.
Yeah.
Type of shit.
You know the only thing, like, probably for me, the worst accidents I've ever had. I haven't really had many. The only time it was probably the worst experience was when it was actually the day I got caught.
You got caught smoking.
The day I got caught. That was the worst day.
I got caught smoking online.
Online.
Online, yeah. I don't know why we were being this dumb as teenagers and smoking on Instagram.
Oh, you a dumbass.
Yeah, we were smoking on Instagram.
You really literally online.
We were literally online smoking on Instagram. I hit it and I caught my ass on that shit. Next thing I know, my dad was calling me like, why you on Instagram? Why are you on Instagram doing this like that? How you know? Because my mom called him and said that. She had found it from someone else. It was like the chain of events of how it got back to me. I was like, oh my God.
Who's snitching? Like, god damn.
I was like, never again. Never again. I was just mad because I got caught coughing.
It was literally like, who the fuck
So
is
how'd your
snitching?
parents, wait, was like, how'd your parents react to it though? Because the crazy thing about it is like, like on a side note, for the most part, like my parents when they caught me, like they like went off, bro. But now they smoke.
No way.
They smoke now.
No.
My mom is okay with smoking. Literally, she went to the store and she like a dispensary in New York and bought something and brought it to me and said, "Yo, I want to try this." Because she's recovering from her cancer or whatever it is, so she wants to use it just to kind of like alleviate pain or whatever it is. We went outside and we literally smoked that joint together, bro. It was the first time I actually ever did anything close to that to my mother, but like it was crazy.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Now my dad's never used it with me, but like I did give him that vape one time, and he actually did take a puff out of it. He didn't really feel anything, but like he's used it though.
I've outsmoked both of my parents, so they know I'm the Snoop Dogg of this motherfucker.
I'm just glad that I can smoke with both.
My mom doesn't smoke. It makes her paranoid.
But what about your dad?
My dad.
Well, yeah, your dad obviously smokes.
My dad is a blunt doctor, and I get everything I know.
But what about
Okay,
the?
well, I would say I get everything I know from him. All of his skills as the blunt doctor, I have retained.
So what about? So what about? So like the fact that like your dad smokes and the fact that we've literally smoked with your dad before. Let me ask you a question then. What was his reaction when you actually got caught?
Um, he just wanted me to be safe and more responsible about it. Like,
Oh, so he was okay with you doing it?
yeah. I mean, obviously, I shouldn't be on Instagram smoking.
Well,
Obviously,
yeah, I know that.
I'm setting a bad example for everybody and my mom to see type of shit. So that was a bad look. But it was more so like my dad was like, "You smoke, like I'd rather like I smoke too. Like you can smoke. Like I'd rather you be in here smoking than be out there smoking and get in trouble." That's how it was. Really.
It took me up until what, 22. I really never got caught. So yeah, ma, you knew I was smoking, but I never got caught. So that was that. But beyond that, the day that just one day my mom just came up to me and asked, she was like, "You smoke marijuana?" I was like, "You know what? Fuck it. I'm on a bad day. I'm on that type of time." I was like, "Yes, I do. Whenever I'm going through some shit or anxiety or I want to create, yes, I smoke me a fat ass blunt." She was like, "Huh? You don't drive on it, do you?" I was like, "No. Like, I'll wait till I park at least." She was like, "Oh, okay. As long as you're good." And I was like, "That's it? Like, that's it?" I was
Which is,
expecting you to cut my ass.
which is also crazy because like that's how my mom was. Like after my mom calmed down a little bit, we were smoking, we were sitting down. Like she calmed down for like a few days, but then like one day she talked to me about it like calmly, like she didn't like go off me or whatever it was. She literally told me that she wasn't necessarily mad that she caught me smoking. She was more upset about the fact that I was driving under the influence. That's what bothered her more
Yeah,
than
it's the
anything.
position that you put yourself in because
Yeah,
anything can happen to you, and there's no telling
yeah.
where you might end up. So
Yeah,
you just want to be safe.
yeah, and then at that point, like a number of years later, like when I started working on Mind of a Stoner and making like customized hats and shit like that, one day my mom saw a pot leaf like outline that I had bought because I wanted to spray paint it on the hat and shit, and that's when I confessed to her, bro, like, mom, I know you don't want to hear the name of my brand, but it's called Mind of a Stoner, and she goes, but you're not a stoner. That's what you were like. And this was back when I was, I think, like 19, 20, whatever it was. Yeah, I was 20.
Damn, I think my father just knew. My father just knew. Like I never actually at any point came out to my father and said, "Yo, I smoke marijuana." It was just at some point, not even like 16, 17. Even now, like whenever I go to visit my father, he has a pack ready for me out in Georgia. And it's like he's got his own weed man and everything, and he doesn't smoke. So it's like a, I never broke it down to my father, so that doesn't make any sense to me from that aspect.
Yeah.
I gotta go question him about that later. And he's the Jamaican one, so I knew he was smoking in my childhood too,
See,
and
that's
he'd hide it.
my Jamaican family don't smoke.
Mm.
Jamaican family
They're
don't smoke.
the
Mine
more
hid it
conservative
though.
ones. Yeah.
Mine hid it though, and I noticed that through my childhood. So he thought that coming back with blazing red eyes after a whole meal was cooked and everything was normal. And it was like, yeah, as a kid I didn't really pay attention to that, but as a teenager I paid attention to it because I was doing the same. All right.
Yeah. But yeah, it's so interesting how like like, how the world turns around.
Yeah, everything has turned
But
around now that we're
yeah,
older.
and now it's legal and stuff like that. And like my sister, like this is I
It's
think
becoming more, I hate
A
the word,
norm.
yeah, normalized.
But even so, it's just that because, as we were just saying, weed is not the same as when we first started
That's
smoking it.
very true. That's very true. And the fact that you can make shit like THCA is like
With
it shows,
CBD,
yeah, it shows
yeah.
like
it's not the same.
yeah, and how much it's evolved and how much it's changed like that. You
How
can get
much
like
is
literally like
controlled?
THC syrup and shit like now. Like the fuck?
Well,
When
not.
did
It's
that
not
become?
even that. All of that shit has been available. It's how it's made now and being mass produced and not by actual human hands. So that's like with the mass production of food and chicken and beef, it's gonna turn just like that with time, and it's just killing us.
And then you're more likely to run into like mishaps.
Right.
Like same way like if something gets contaminated in a food plant or whatever, then
Yeah.
they gotta recall.
Because it's mainly the larger corporations that are making the stuff. They're not making the local stuff anymore.
But that's
It's
what weed is becoming now. Larger corporations that are being taken over and mass produced. So when it happens, are they going to make weed illegal again? Is it going to be like, oh, well, we said it, this was wrong from the start? And it's like no. It's
can
how y'all turned it around that's
yeah.
fucking wrong. So
Because as you guys say that, I actually remember I did apply for a job at one of the cannabis factories or whatever it was. It's the one in Brandenburg. They used to be a Walmart and shit. And I worked over there, bro. And it pretty much is a factory line. You know what I mean? You have to come in at a certain time. You have to then clock out at a certain time. You basically get a one, I think, 30 or 45-minute lunch break. Then you go right back to work, and you work literally from 8 a.m. You just get there at 8 a.m. You clock in, you work, do your job. You clock out at 4:30. No questions asked, no nothing. Just do your job. You don't have to talk to nobody. Just work on the line. Just
it's literally
putting shit in the bag and whatever.
every one of these dispensaries that are popping up, that's literally what every back room is. There are one or two people that are doing just that, bottling and tubing whatever they've gotten shipments from of bigger companies that are all the same companies that are shipping to every same dispensary. And they're sitting back there making these pre-rolls, whether it's the machines or whatnot, and that's it. So it's the same thing everywhere. I'm telling you, right across the street is one person sitting in that back room making pre-roll joints and bottling up shit and getting
Yeah.
shit together, and that's it. So yeah, it's pretty much just like a Amazon with the bigger ones. It's pretty much just like an Amazon factory line at this fucking point.
But that's just the unfortunate thing that happens when there's just a high demand for stuff. That's just the only thing. Like you can't really control that. Like if you make a product and 100,000 people want it, you can't really like you have to mass produce it in that context, and then quality is going to go down to some extent.
I mean, don't get me wrong, people smoke weed. But I wouldn't say there's like a demand for this necessity, but there's a demand for the industry. And that's what they're pushing so much. Because they want to sit here, they have to sit there and turn a profit from all this selling of legal weed now.
Because it's been illegal for a long time. There's no profit for it. And then,
Well, now that you're going to legalize it, you have to let get the know that it's worth it. It's actually going to.
No, I get that. And the worst part is that like it was supposed to actually be like because back when I was trying to do the whole dispensary license in the first place, and my dad's investor pulled out or whatever the fuck. It's like, bro, like I read through all the laws and shit, and when it came to like the incentives of like women owned, minority owned, and like veteran owned or whatever it is, bro, that was just like a cop out. Like most of the information, most of the companies they're opening up now, they're from different states, and they're able to cheat the code and basically franchise their business and get it in the state. That's why they're speaking of the licensing process. Because the lawyers I was talking to about the dispensary thing literally told me, if you just give us the money for the documents that you need, we literally, you'll be the first person in the state to apply for a license. And if you do it, you'll get it. If you do it with us, you will definitely get it. And I remember it didn't happen the day of, but I called them 2 weeks later and said, like, yeah, if you're so interested in doing it, we've already given 4 people their licenses already. But that was an opportunity that I could have did, but it's like it just fucked me up because the guy just pulled out because like he was nervous or he was scared that like.
It's terrible because like 90% of the locations that we were looking at for dispensaries are now
fucking
dispensaries.
Yeah, that's that shit that pissed me off that they gave you such a hard time.
It wasn't even like the company or the lawyers gave me a hard time. It was my dad's investor that didn't want to do anything.
No, I mean like down to the realtors and shit even that we were talking to were giving us such a hard time.
Oh yeah.
And now half of these spots that we were looking into are fucking dispensaries.
It could also be like maybe they were planning that in advance. Maybe they actually were finding that out. Like they probably were being mean because they knew that they had the spot taken already.
I think a lot of things were in the early stages of still trying to get the laws passed and figure out what the parameters are going to be. So I think everybody was trying to play the fence.
Yeah.
They were playing the fence, but they're on the side of like they don't want it. But they're not sure that they want it. So if they're not going to approve it, then we're not going to do it.
Yeah, but then again, somebody at my job actually told me about the whole thing about getting a license. Like someone I work with and shit. He told me the dispensary in South Bamboo, for example, like New Era dispensary. So the reason why they actually have the dispensary is because apparently the wife of the husband that actually of the business, she actually owns it. It's under her name because she's a minority, because she's a black woman or whatever it is. So she got that. But the reason why they got the location and also they got the jump start to get the license apparently is because her father is a very successful surgeon in Morristown apparently, and he had political connections, and that's why they did it. So that was the influence. So he was giving me a little bit of a guidance, like from that like reality. He said, if you want to do this, you can't just do it being a random person. You have to kind of be somebody. So you have to basically put your, build your repertoire with people and network and know people. And then once you get into that kind of political realm, you can then talk to people and they'll speed up the process for you. That's what he was trying to tell me. It was like, don't try to get a license now because you're not really someone of credibility for the most part. Once you gain that credibility, then you can actually do that because it'll speed up the process.
Like a lot of these smoke shops that are out here, they end up doubling as dispensaries now too. They get that extension because they have that credibility.
Because they could sell the products out of there too.
Well, I get most of my cannabis from like smoke shops anyway, because pretty much all the dispensaries are selling THCA now.
Yeah, that's.
You know what I mean? Because that's how they can ship it like across borders because it's not technically THC.
That's how they can sell it in other places without having to
Have a license.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, weed is legal and I'm for that and I'm okay with that, but it's like the way that they're running it is just not for the benefit of the people. It's just to benefit the corporation. Yeah, corporations just to turn a buck because that's all they did. All they did was smell the weed. Or smell the money, not smell the weed.
No, if they smelled the weed, they would know that shit ain't right. Word up. Oh,
yeah.
man.
But yeah, that shit really got me tight because like I had everything planned out and shit, and he said like, no, I'm not giving you the money because I don't trust you. Like, bro, I gave him 1,000 pages of highlighted information that I took time to actually do for him because he didn't want to read the shit. This shit got me so fucking tight, bro. Like, oh my god. It's like, the fuck, my nigga? Like, what is with him?
I want to bust a nut in somebody's daughter.
And then what?
You're going to clip this part right here.
Then what? Then what?
I'm going to do it again.
What?
And again. And again.
Yeah, you know it's gonna be a little sneak that come out.
Say, where it go? Dun dun. Dun 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 dun. You get it already?
That's hard. Right, nigga, you going on?
That's one of those things where it's like childhood from being a black kid, where it's like you pick up on that, you don't even gotta explain it.
I
It's
used
just
to
like
see people come on the TV all the time. I used to watch daytime television with my great grandmother all the time. That's why I'm so dependent on Price is Right.
What?
I would love to go to
dude.
because everybody there is so happy.
Wheel of
You don't
Fortune
get
do
shit,
hit.
like it's just a great vibe.
Wheel of Fortune do hit different now that we older. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I be getting the puzzles every once in a while. You know,
I'll take that one for 300, Alex. It's like
I'm
damn.
doing a few things off of Jeopardy.
So, fuck. It is what it is.
I was just talking about.
What was it? Not The Price is Right. Fucking Price is Right was never hit unless you stayed home from school to be with grandma. But
I've done that a few times actually.
that and what was it? Days of Our Lives.
Yeah, my mom used to watch that. Yeah, my mom used to watch that shit. I remember that.
What's the show with Steve Harvey?
Family Feud.
Family Feud. Yeah. That was another.
Family
The Young and the Restless.
Yeah.
You used to watch that shit?
My great grandmother used to watch it.
I heard the noise in
I
the
would hear
background.
it.
That was it.
Yo, apparently there was another show that my mom used to watch all the time. I forget what it was. Like I think it was a military show. Like What was
it
it?
MASH?
No, it was Jag, I believe. What
Jag.
it was some weird like the military soap opera.
They love that. And the dance. They love the dance.
What was that one on the naval ship that old folks loved for a good long time that we never paid no
Gilligan's
fuck.
Island?
No, but that wasn't.
That was like the '70s.
It was that shit where they was on like the battle fucking ship, and there was all white folk in the drama. There was a daytime TV.
No, that was Jag. That was
That was
Jag.
Jag?
That was Jag. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Shit. Yeah, cause I know we paid no fucking money.
I'm about to look it up on my phone right now. Hold on a second.
Yeah, because I remember the promotion was like the captain with the captain's hat,
Yeah.
big ass boat. Was it Jay?
Yeah, it was. Was it this one? Yeah, this one, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That shit was corny as hell, yo. That shit was corny as hell. But they love that shit. I remember those and Jet magazines is everywhere, yo.
Oh my God, nigga Jet. Oh, nigga Jet magazine. Oh, I used to love seeing the little ass magazine.
Mm-hmm. No, we couldn't read not one word out of it. Yeah.
Reader's Digest.
With the what was the fucking TV guide that told you what everything was gonna come on?
Mm-hmm. Oh man.
Yeah. So apparently like it declined like so badly, whatever it was. Oh wait, what's another show that used to be on a lot, like NCIS, whatever it was? Yeah. Or Nerd SVU and stuff like that. I still fuck with that show.
CIS Miami was my shit.
Yeah.
Bones.
Still love Blue Bloods.
Blue Bloods. Chicago Fire. No.
Chicago. I mean that's more newer.
That's newer. Yeah. My bad. General Hospital's on. It's still on. It's been on for a minute, right? Oh, it is.
I was a Seinfeld fan.
But they, all you really do in those shows, like you have, seasoned people who have been on the film for years, and then you just implement new actors into the story.
Yeah.
Since Disney, Nickelodeon.
Mm-hmm. How to keep all their shit going, all their properties.
Do you guys ever feel like those TV shows, like one of the reasons why the ratings are down is because like they're running out of ideas? You guys ever think about that?
I don't think they're running out of ideas.
You don't think so?
I think I think it could be that. I think it might be that. I think there's I think the networks may not be as supportive of all the ideas that are out there. There's probably a lot of ideas that come across the table.
But no, like that's just common sense though, because they probably reject like God knows how many different like premises.
But that might not be. That might just be because of that, not necessarily the quality of the entertainment you see.
It's their subjective like perspective.
Yeah, there's plenty of new ideas out there, but what they choose to broadcast has just continued to be a part of their agenda.
It's also accessibility. We're paying for these bricks month by month. And within these bricks and even these pads, we're able to entertain ourselves with accessibility just that much easier. So to say that I want to sit down and watch TV, it's like when I could do that on my phone alone.
Yeah.
For, pennies on the dollar.
And if you're doing a cartoon or animated show, it's going to cost a lot more money.
Right.
To actually stream it, do all of that extra. To illegally look it up on your phone, or even see a clip and then find the rest of the clips on somebody else's page through social media is that much easier.
Yeah.
It's like YouTube has grown just that much more with technology.
I was on Instagram scrolling and I seen this clip of, I guess it was, I don't know if it was an animation that I was seeing or if it was just like screen storyboards type of shit. But I went on, I went to the page and I went on YouTube and there was like I guess you could call it like a pilot maybe, but it was a lot of it was storyboarded and not animated at the moment. But it was really good. It was an interesting show. If it went on, actually aired somewhere, it would be really good. But I guess it's still in its beginning phases and doesn't have the funding to get there at the moment. So,
Yeah.
you know,
But that
I
also,
love it.
but you know what? Like on a random side note, that also lets me know that like I think people should be a little more appreciative of like the stuff that they see on TV because like people don't really know how much it goes into actually making like a show,
Yeah,
making a
they
show.
never will. As the mass, they never will. Just like people don't understand art in so many different aspects, from cooking to actually physically producing half of the shit that we use for
All we
advertising,
can really do
toys.
is
People
critique.
are never.
Like, all we can really do is critique. Like,
Yeah.
especially if you don't have the skills to try to create it yourself. You know, all you do is sit in the chair and be the critic and be as judgmental of all the things that you're perceiving. Whether it's an athlete playing a sport, a blockbuster movie, or a show that's been on air for 30 years. I mean, we don't have. Not everybody has the same opportunities, so we can only they just judge them where they're standing at. But it's a lot of work that goes into creating these things, to being the people who are in that spotlight. And it is hard. Um, you already know my issue with how much we pay the entertainment industry already. But that doesn't take away the quality of the things that they do.
Well, apparently people are complaining now that like CGI is not as good as it used to be. Like the quality of CGI in like 2009 was like 10 times better than CGI than it is now.
They had everything. They had less to work with and everything to lose. Now they have all the resources in the world and a big budget. So they're trying. I guess they find a little to cut corners now.
But if they have a big budget, then like they shouldn't be cutting corners though.
Yeah, because you have all the resources all the resources in the world now. So it's very easy for you to do CGI for the shit. Back in like 2008, 2009, like you didn't have the resources that you had, but you were doing everything with what you had. So that's why it looks so good.
Fuck are we focused on making movies and CGI when we got world hunger and wars going on? If we don't naturally get back to making actually acting movies where you gotta actually have some good actors and actresses and then focus on throw money at other shit besides dumb shit like
All these uh, ticket sales, like but all these box office sales, just get put back into the pockets of the producers and the directors and the companies and the actors and all that. Why not?
fuck all that.
Why not
I
just put
need
some infrastructure
insulin.
into this shit?
I need some health insurance. Fuck all that shit. Like
Take all that money we made off the movie and put that into something else.
I
Put that into something. Where's it going?
you don't even hear shit going to charities and shit like that. No, even though half of that was a facade
No.
for bigger corporations,
You
like,
gotta
you
be-
don't hear that anymore. Like give to such and such charity. Even with all of these bombings and everything going on across seas, you'll hear donate shit here and there for a week,
People who
and
are
after that
up
it's
and coming.
quiet. Like you haven't heard anything about fucking Israel or anything like that in weeks on end.
I did see this dude do a little terrorist attack the other day. I think it was
I haven't seen anything about that.
You said what?
sprayed the building with alcohol and said it was on fire.
I haven't seen anything about that. That's fucking horrible.
Was that
From Free Palestine.
was that in Colorado? No,
I forget where it was.
no.
Um, but yeah, no, help the motherfucker. Absolutely.
Our fucking attention spans are gone. Like as a whole, yeah, we fucking cooked. We are cooked. Cooked.
Definitely cooked. Definitely cooked. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out a better note to end it off on the fact that we're cooked.
But you just well, you guys are being a little cynical right now. And
No,
a little hopeless.
We definitely we're definitely good, but this is why we need.
It's more realist.
It is real. Like I'm not trying to make it sound sad. But this is why we have platforms like this. This is why we have opportunities like this to be able to speak freely about how you feel about something, and that we're advocating for important things.
And maybe just maybe like this influence might actually force somebody to make a change.
We're manifesting the ideas of change right now just by putting it in the air.
Because
Somebody maybe
as
like,
uncommon as common sense may be, it's still fucking out there, and we see that within each other, and hopefully somebody out there snags on to it and goes, well, you know
Because
what?
I do feel like you're right, guys. Where it's like sometimes like the right person just needs to say the right thing at the right time. Like somebody's gonna pick up on it. That's why like you shouldn't be afraid to voice your opinion because you never know who's actually listening. You know what I'm saying? Like you can be saying like, bro, like even in my job in my restaurant and shit like that when I'm serving and shit. Apparently, like I think it's not the mayor. Who is it? The mayor I think of my town that actually is in there. There's no.
Like the governor or
you
some
tell me the
shit?
mayor.
Yeah, no, like the mayor of Bedminster or whatever it is. Like apparently, like he comes into the restaurant every now and again. So like you never know who's listening. And you never know who you might come in contact with. So it's like that's why you gotta say what you mean and just not hold back.
Absolutely right. You never know. You never know what doors may open. Um, Either by saying it in front of the right people or just by
Saying it in general.
allowing yourself to have that freedom to speak what's going to say anyway.
Yeah,
You never know what kind of change you may be implementing.
yeah.
Very much so.
It takes one person to start revolution. So
Yeah.
And be that next person, man. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
Meanwhile, I'm just trying to nut deep in somebody's door.
We all here to get to move in the same direction. We're all here
with
in
you,
the same
dude.
place. And if you is somebody's daughter, please be careful.
I'm trying to get that brain.
Oh my goodness.
all right, so we good.
Yeah, we're gonna sign out today, man. As always, this is Unpopular. We got Wisdom coming in the building. Randall in the building, Sneaky Cloud in the building. And we'll see you next time.
I'm coming, baby.